Universal has announced that a sequel to the hit Seth Rogen-Zac Efron comedy Neighbors is on the way. The sequel is slated to be released on May 13, 2016, with Seth Rogen, Byrne, Zac Efron, and director Nicolas Stoller all returning. The first Neighbors went on to make $269 million worldwide. Mary, what are your thoughts on a Neighbors sequel?
I love this. I loved Neighbors. I thought it was one of the funniest movies of last year. And I think if there were ever a sequel I would support and stand behind, I think it would probably be this. I think because the same team is coming back, you've got the same director, you've got the same guys. Rose Byrne was a highlight for me. I thought she was so ridiculously funny in this movie, so I'm all for it. I say it's a buy, even though we're not buying it right now. I buy this.
I'm not loving it. I'm not loving the announcement. Yeah, only because like you said, the first one was. Sometimes I feel that they just rush a sequel with comedies. Comedies are very, and I think not too long ago on this show, they asked what second comedies were good, and it's like a handful.
It's a very
22
short
Jump
list.
Street.
That's right, but you can put that on there for sure. Yeah, that's an ish.
Yeah.
You know, there are very few, and sometimes they just rush them out, and because what was so cool about this was, yes, the dynamic between Seth Rogen and Zac Efron and that kind of back and forth and these crazy neighbors. Is it going to be a lot of the same jokes? Because it's not 22 Jump Street, you are allowed to do the same jokes because that was the point of the movie, was to show you that it's exactly the same movie. When unless they say, hey, it's the same movie again, I don't know, it makes me nervous. It's not to say that it can't be funny. I just don't care that much right now, Alicia.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Comedy sequels are so hard to do because you have to give more of what people love from the first while also making it feel fresh and new. Horrible Bosses 2, we saw this recently, where it just couldn't do it a second time around because the first time had such great shock value. And Neighbours was such a great complete story. It ended perfectly. Right. You don't need to see that happen again. And it's harder to set up a second time as it was. It's easier to set up the 22 Jump Street because the guys are back for another adventure. But I get it, makes financial sense, made a lot of money, and I'll probably see it.
But he works at Abercrombie and Fitch now, or whatever.
But are they going to feud now?
However, the end of that film gave me hope that you could have a sequel with this because some of the funniest parts of Neighbors are before Efron and Rogen were really feuding together. It's when they were bonding that one night. They're both doing their Batman voices to each other. And the end of the film, when Rogen sees Zac Efron in his current workplace, I was like, you know what? If they can start to be buddies and then there's a new threat to infuse more comedy, I think this could work.
It could, maybe this, but when you say that, it could be funny, is it doesn't necessarily have to be neighbors in a house. You could have neighbors at a competing store or something too, so that there could be something that's funny, but I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical. But it's a good team. All right.
I'm sure I'll see it still.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.